Hey, this is Dad Random, and I am here to expose the truth about the DJI RC. There are some serious issues with this. This thing, as wonderful as it is not necessarily everything you think it is. A lot of you guys are being misled. Is this better? The real truth.
Hey, this is Dad Random, and there's a lot of reviews coming out describing how the Mini 3, especially these Mini 3 reviews, that really miss probably the major failure of this drone. As amazing as it is, as absolutely groundbreaking this drone technology is, there is something that is not being addressed. Of course, the Mini 3 is probably the most amazing piece of technology or kit, if you're from the UK, to come out in a while. But one of the things that hasn't been addressed and is continually becomes an overlooked item, and I addressed it in my last video, has everything to do with the controllers. As amazing as this camera is, the controller was probably one of the huge steps forward or advancements that we were looking for. Down below here, you can see this is the iPad Mini. Of course, this is a much bigger screen. And here is the DJI RC. Now, all things being fair and similar, you can see that in a control light setting that these two images actually are not fair, because it looks like the one on the left, the RC, is brighter and easier to distinguish in a control light setting. This one has a lot more contrast on the right. It's a much larger picture, but if you're a drone pilot, everything has to do with detail. And one of the things I had problems with, and nobody seems to want to say anything about, is that this thing here, this RC controller, gets a lot of glare. And when you're in actually a low light setting, the glare even gets worse. So one of the things that I had trouble with and I fought with for my entire flight when there was a low light condition was reflections of dark, and then me basically seeing myself like a mirror in the screen. And the screen is bright. It was 700 nits. I believe this one actually is close to 700 as well. But this is a much larger image. So when you take into consideration flying a drone, a much larger image is more important than nit depth or nit brightness, like nit depth or brightness. So when you're trying to take images and you're trying to see detail, you need a larger image, not necessarily a brighter image. But if you can get both of those things together, if you can get larger and brighter, for example, the triple tech, which is true with this proven technology, it's going to be superior. So one of the things I want to warn users, when you get this controller, be aware that it's not going to solve all the problems that you were basically having when it comes to your cell phone. If I open up the same app on my phone, which I'm going to do right now, I'm going to go ahead and open up my Fly app. All right, here's an image from my iPhone, and it's an image that I have on all of my devices. So I'm going to go ahead and here is an image that is on all of my devices. So this is the same image. Here's the RC, the DJI RC image, right next to my iPhone image. Tell me which image is better. I would say my iPhone image is way more crispy. I would say that in low light conditions, it probably would be better for me to see. But This one is full of glare. I can turn down the contrast, but it defeats the purpose of getting more light. So to be quite honest, there is no appreciable difference between your iPhone and basically the DJI RC. So my advice to anybody buying the Mini at this point, okay, and guys, I am sick of people that do not have field expertise that keep posting reviews to sell this thing. This is a great drone, but don't buy the RC controller model. I would have now that I've used it, there is no appreciable difference in better, anything better that by using your phone. I mean, your phone is still your best option. And as much as the hype train wants to say that you're freed up, because I thought that the control, the RC, the DJI RC would free up me as a flyer. I'm not getting enough contrast to basically take what I would consider to be quality video. I can't see the sky differences. I have trouble basically seeing the layer differences in colors. And the RC really doesn't make it better for me. And if it's not making it better, the cost is negligible. So I would, at this point, my advice, unlike some other folks that are basically pumping this product, especially people that have developed a lot of trust over a very short period of time, is get the version with the standard controller. Save the money, save the $300 for the controller, and buy the extended batteries, and that would be my advice to you. The other thing I would definitely do, now that I've flown this thing a lot, is get a ND16 filter or a little bit lower, so you can really do a better job at managing your light. And that's pretty much it. But what are the advantages of this controller? I don't really see any. I don't see any advantage whatsoever at this point. Nothing that your phone doesn't already do. If you already have a good quality phone, you are really not gaining anything. Now, one of the things you could argue is screen dimming. Now, yes, the other day I was basically flying in low light conditions. I would have had no appreciable dimming of my screen anyway. And I would have been better off flying with my phone at that point. About the only thing that would be the only thing that would be beneficial about having this would be in a sunny condition. But in the sunny conditions, I still can't see the screen. So there you go. I really don't. My advice at this point in time, when it comes to my flying, I've flown this thing farther and higher. I've got a lot of really good practical application that I placed upon it. I put this through some very difficult, challenging. I put the Mini 3 through some very difficult and challenging conditions, and one thing I can tell you is it does pass the durability test over the past just month or so. Even though I haven't flown as much as some influencers say they've flown, they're not telling you what you need to hear: durability, connectability, and value. I mean, are you getting value from the screen from this controller? And I really don't see it yet. My advice would be wait till they bring this up to 1,000 nits. I think this needs to be about 300 nits brighter, and I think there needs to be better color depth. And if you can see the difference, now look at the screen once again. Okay, look at it and look at the color depth. Here, I'm going to put on my iPhone. I know it's not fair, but it is fair because that's what we're comparing it to. Okay, here it is. There's the same image with an iPhone screen. Look at the color depth. And then it's much more washed out. Now I can drop the brightness. So let's go ahead and drop the brightness down because it doesn't come stock with that high brightness. I'm just gonna scale it down just a bit. And look at, okay, once again, there's the color contrast. And then there's my iPhone color contrast right there. iPad. Let's go ahead. I'm just going to play the video. This is actually video. So you be the judge there. But save yourself $300. That's my message to you guys. Now that they've got the standard package readily available, save the money. This is a great idea, and I think that they need to move the screen forward just one more level, get it to 1,000 nits, or just get a triple tech screen. But right now, you can buy one of these. You can buy an iPad Mini for about $350. This is $300, and of course, the iPhone is so expensive. No, this is an iPhone. This is an iPhone 13, and it's insanely expensive. So, this, if you already have like a Google Pixel or something, you already have a good quality phone, iPhone 11. I would say iPhone 11 up. You're already getting just massive, quality. And most of you guys have flown with your phones already and know they're the issues, especially in the heat and then the very bright light. But I'd say the only advantage is there's just no screen dimming. But if you can't see the screen, what's the advantage? All right, for Dad Random, that is my advice for you today. Yes, buy the Mini, but don't buy the Mini screen package. If you have to, do it. I mean, if you're curious like I was, do it. Buy the screen package, but I don't see the difference. I don't see the advantage at this point. And if I could, I would sell this and I would trade it for a $75 standard controller at this point in time. I think the standard controller offers probably better connectivity at distance. That's my guess, because I've gotten the standard controller out much further than this one. So for what you gain in video quality, you lose in range and distance and connectivity. So there it is. Dad Random. First of all, listen to people that know. Listen to people that fly every day. Okay? Do they put up content that challenges the drone? Or are they just taking pictures of seaside parks? Are they hyping themselves basically in place of the product? I'm here to share with you the truth. I'm here to share with you the truth about this. The truth that people are not sharing with you at this point. The truth is, this is not better than this or this. The truth set you free or save you $300. All right, for Dad Random, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Please, if you have a chance, check out some of my other videos. Check out the video that I put up just last week. The one that basically covers the differences of flying with a Mavic 3 versus the Mini 3. I think there's some really good advice there. I think you can see that I struggle. That struggle is not necessarily a good thing. So, all right, for Dad Random, thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you can. Later and bye. Dad Random. Mini 3, the truth, and the RC controller.
Take a good look